Hey guys, pour out your... Hello everyone. You guys are having a wonderful day, or afternoon, night. Time zones are funny, so hello everyone. Hopefully you guys are like chilling and whatnot, because it would be pretty nice if everyone's just like being chilling. But yeah, um, so today we will be having our day two here of the Tengu Cup 2026 March, and we'll be starting having a yeah, we'll be doing more of the races. I do plan on doing 10 races today. I think it's a lot more manageable this time because I don't have to do any like introduction and stuff. Instead, I just have to do all the races. Okay, so hopefully that's fine with you guys. As you can see in the pinned comment over here, I know the YouTube people can't see it, but for the coming comment, the first race is Tunic versus Sip, Ghetto versus Valiona. The races have been preset here for this round because we did ranking based, and these are the people who went third place in their first race in the first round. So hopefully we should see a lot more closer matches, a lot more competitive ones. Now I will update you guys whenever there is a important thing to note for the bracket, because of course you need to get top 9 to get to the playoffs in this cup. So because of that, if there comes a point where I have to mention like the percentages and whatnot, like chance of qualifying and all that, I will state the fact. But for now, I will repeat the current standing of the group. On the first, tied for first here, is Crazy Dave, Mia, Prestacasa, Rammer, and Torrent with 5 points. Tied for sixth is Ray, Rugugachu, Roy, Setanta, and Tetrakis. And tied for 11th is Hakase, Random, Sip Ghetto, Tunic, and Valiona. Now while this is just for the results from the first round, so that does mean that this day it's probably the best chance you have at bringing back your score to a more feasible situation, since you're actually matched up with the people that you should be in the same skill floor in. Alright, with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be stating the rules once again. There will be some modifications here, perhaps. First and foremost, the first rule is not applied to this day. It's again skill-based, where we'll be using the ranking of the results from day 1 to determine the matches, and will be the same here for the next set of matches. I did try to modify it so that we won't have any repeat matches. So yeah, you guys will be seeing like exactly different opponents here. And as mentioned earlier, you are eligible to substitute an Umamusume. Then today will be the last day for it, so if you want to substitute an Umamusume that is from Ura Finale or Unti Cup, you are free to do so. But if so, we should go with the races. Again, the race is Tokyo Turf, 2,300 meters, left-sided and rainy with a soft turf. With that out of the way, we shall begin our races. Alright guys, hold on. Just wrapping this up real quick. Okay. So this round will go quite fast because I've already pre-prepped everything. We shall continue now with the first race here. Again, as I said in the pin, the first race here, as I will reiterate, is Tunic versus Sip Ghetto versus Valiona. If you guys have any questions and whatnot, do relate to me. This will be the first race of the day. It is the last place teams here, so I will be giving a little rundown of these Omomusume from the previous ones, and maybe I'll be discussing what the results were. So we have Tunic here running with an Ogre Cap, a Smart Falcon, and a Haru Aura. Now, of course, as expected, Haru Aura didn't really do that well in the previous race, but the Ogre Cap kind of died down due to the debuffs in that in the first round. And I think that's like one thing I noticed in these Ubomusume is that when you're not prepared for debuffers, they really can kill these Ubomusume with low stamina or like not enough speed to keep up with the competition, right? So this can be a big thing to note. But in this race, there'll be no, from what I understand, there will be no debuffers, and it's actually quite balanced. There are a lot of B plus rank Umomusume here, with Veliona sitting with the only one with the triple A. Oh, that said though, this race is going to be quite interesting. I'm not sure who will win. Being the only race here with 3 third place teams, it would be pretty even. But again, we'll be introduced here. Tunic running a Ogre Cap, a Haru Aura, and a Smart Falcon. The Smart Falcon actually has A on turf, so it should be interesting to see who will win. But again, we will be just to give a rundown. Our first racer here is Veliona Seiyon Sky, rocking a 900 speed here with a good stamina and power stat, as well as solid width. Does have Tokyo Race Course non-standard distance focus. It's on POC and Breath of Fresh Air as the notable skills. Adam Ghetto's Tokai Teo here with a POC, Swinging Maestro, and Technician with 1,000 and 11,000 speed. 1100, I mean. You have Adam Ghetto's Mayano Top Gun here with almost 900 speed, good stamina stat with S on turf, S on medium. Does have triple recovery, so will not be falling behind too much when it comes to that department. We have the Adam Ghetto's Ace, the Agnes Station with 1100 speed, not a lot of stamina, not a lot of power, but does have S on turf. Has Dominator, which is going to play a big role here. Swinging Maestro. Ogre on Tunic's Ogre Cap, as I said, has 1,000 speed, almost 1,100. Has a good amount of power here. Has its on Unruffled and Gourmand. It is a late Surger Ogre Cap, do keep that in mind. Here we have our other frontliner here with wet conditions and a frontliner savvy, concentration, center stage, it's on and indomitable. With 900 speed here, actually pretty good stat line. Veliona's Simply Rudolph, considered as the #1 favorite here by the game, with almost 900 speed here, with medium S, good stamina and good power. Running It's On, POC, Swinging Maestro, and Breath of Fresh Air with a non-standard distance speed skill. And here comes Veliona's Ace, almost 1,000 speed here with medium S and late S. Has a lot of power and has a lot of speed, as I mentioned, as It's On, POC, and Breath of Fresh Air here. With left-handed Spring Runner and late Surger Savvy. So should be reaching like 1,000 speed. And of course, top of that, these our greatest daughter here, Haru Aura. Do I even need to say anything? I don't think I have to. So yet again, this will be a race between Tunic, Sip Ghetto, and Veliona. We shall see who will win. Yeah, we shall hopefully discuss now what I expect. I don't really know who's going to win. Actually, I'm very curious who's going to win this one because it is a very low rated race, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like kind of it's up in the air. It's up in the air who will win, you know. With that said, though, pretty solid performance from Sip last time. It wasn't like that bad, so I think might be a chance that I think Sip will win. We shall see though. They didn't really have exactly the best results in their first races. We shall begin now, ladies and gentlemen. So far so good here on our front runner status. It is Smart Falcon at the front here with that concentration, really able to take advantage of this positional advantage, and they're gonna really need this. Mayana Top Gun though trailing by very close. It's not too far here, but the center stage gonna give a bit of more gap here. Finally hitting our first corner. Like the proc, a bit of singing maestro. Doesn't seem like anyone else procced any POC. Okay, Valiona's Saiyan Sky will proc this. One thing about the Saiyan Sky though, not gonna be able to proc that unique until he gets that lead. So currently in the status, we're hitting the mid race. It's Smart Falcon at the front, Mayana Top Gun in second, third is Tokai Teo, fourth is Seiyun Sky, and fifth is Agnes Tashion. For our top 5 at the moment. Date Searchers crawling up into the Pace Chaser here. Pace Chaser position, this should be pretty good. Someone is moving up very aggressively, and it is a Sibylle Rudolph. Looks like someone is about to ready their spurt. We shall see though as we hit the last spurt here of this race. Who will win? As now the aggressive position comes through. Who is pushing for first? I am not sure just yet. The Smart Falcon is still on the lead, but Tokai Teo. Oh, it is Seiyun Sky, I believe, at the front. No, I think it's Sibylle Rudolph. Sibylle Rudolph here pushing for first, together with Tokai Teo and the Seiyun Sky. I don't think there will be any competition here. We shall see who gets third though. The Sibylle Rudolph will be taking first here. It is Valiona taking the first place here in this race. Congratulations to Valiona. We shall see here the results of this first game here. First race. All the aces didn't really have a chance to perform. So first place goes to Valiona. Second goes to Seiyun Sky here. Third goes to Tokai Teo, which secures Adam Ghetto the second place here. Fourth goes to Mayana Top Gun. Fifth goes to Mejiro Dober. Sixth goes to Agnes Tashion. 7th goes to Smart Falcon, and 8th goes to Ogre Gap and Harura with the last place. Unfortunately here for Tunic, he was bottomed out in this race, so again though, we'll still have some chances perhaps in the upcoming races, but the lack of speed stats have been kind of a problem here for Tunic with this Ogre Cap. Hopefully things will improve in that respect. With that said, Valiona, thanks to that win, will bounce up his scoreline to 6 points. Ghetto getting, so for the record, winning gets you 5 points, getting second place gets 3 points, and tying up, getting third place gives you only 1 point. So Valiona currently standing with 6 points here after having third place in the first round, but the second round with the win will be 6 points up. Sip Ghetto has 4 points and Tunic has 2. I will keep you updated on the status, on the scoreline as the races go on. We shall now proceed with the next race here, ladies and gentlemen. So now go to the second game. I will be discussing a bit more on the results here for the second races, ladies and gentlemen, just to keep you guys more entertained, and it's just not just me like thought, you know. You guys can ask questions. You guys can wish for specific portions of this broadcast here, ladies and gentlemen. I think this one will be a lot more competitive here, so I will be discussing the results for this Uma Musume. We shall see here in our second race, ladies and gentlemen. It is a match between Ray, Hakase, and Random. Unfortunately here for Hakase, put again in a group of death. Not as easy. Oh, right, of course. I kind of forgot about that. Sorry about that. Hold on. I will do the substitution. So hold on, everyone. I will be... You guys will be looking at this screen for now, okay? Hold on. You guys will be looking at the screen for now. I will be changing up Random's Uma Musume. Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hello everyone. Sorry about that. We are back here, and of course, substitution here coming out from Random. We'll be replacing Simbali Rudolph with a if I remember correctly. Hold on, my brain is kind of dying. I believe this should be a here you go, I think. This is... No, not that one. I'm pretty sure this is a... Where is this Uma Musume? Why is she missing? I'm pretty sure it's a domino cross. Just in case, guys. Okay, never mind. I forgot. Okay, so we'll be substituting Rudolph here for a Tamana Cross, and it makes sense here in a must-win scenario. I do get to reutilize this substitution here. So I will be discussing the skills of this Uma Musume, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Domino Cross? Yes, it is. Okay. As we now start our second race here, ladies and gentlemen, I shall be stating once again here, this is Ray versus Hakase versus Random. So this should be quite an interesting race. I believe Random had a very solid performance in their first race here. We shall be discussing these Umamusume in a more analytical sense here, ladies and gentlemen. Based on their results previously. This is Race King Halo here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the champion meeting veteran coming out of the woodworks here. One thing to note is that she didn't exactly have the best performances in their first race. Getting third place was not bad, but the did have the expectation to take the win, I believe. So hopefully getting a bounce back redemption. It was a very unfortunate situation where the Mia's Mejuro Ryan was able to take such an aggressive position at the front, and King Halo was just not able to push for an advantage here. And but hopefully things will improve. It is Ray Simboli Rudolph this time, getting 5th place in the first round of the Tengu Cup. Not much to say. Very could look for a better performance, of course. Does have the skills to do so. So if he gets the chance here with this pace chaser, he'll be able to push an advantage here. We'll be looking at the pace chaser line as usual. It is Random's ace here, the Rice Shower, who had actually quite a competitive position. Despite getting 3rd place here on the Tengu Cup, he was able to push for 4th place in the first round, ladies and gentlemen. So this Rice Shower does have his fighting spirit coming in here. Was almost able to take a 2nd place position here for Random. Unfortunately, not able to do so. Hopefully, able to get that win in this round this time here, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Hakase's special week, who got 7th place in the first round. I wasn't able to keep up with the crowd, of which honestly it makes a lot of sense. Not really as capable as the other Umamusume. Still, getting 7th place, not the worst here. Random's Tamano Cross here, substituting for the Simboli Rudolph here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time we'll see this Umamusume, so I will be giving a skill rundown as like last time. So this Umamusume has POC, has Stamina Eater for that debuff. Does have some uniques here from Naruto Brian and Simboli Rudolph. Has Ramp Up, Tail held high, so if you're able to proc them some skills in the mid race, you're gonna be able to get that movement speed here. Has POC, Rushing Gale, again people seems to be enjoying taking Rushing Gale a lot. Straight away Adept, Corner Recovery, level head, not a lot of recovery here, ladies and gentlemen, but does have a lot of speed stats here, and is the only end runner in this cup. So we shall see what success this Tamano Cross will have. But here comes Hakase's ace, Tamano Cross here, ladies and gentlemen, with a medium S. Has Anchors Away, Killer Tunes here, POC. Didn't get the best placement that one could have wished for in that first race. I mean in that first round here, ladies and gentlemen. But hopefully able to bounce back. It was 8th place in the first round. Here comes Kitasan Black here, MVP of Hakase's team in that first round, getting 5th place in such a heavy group. Despite all the odds here with an pace S, hopefully she shall get a much better run going here with her build. Doesn't have a lot of speed stuff, but does have the recovery skills to keep up in a race like this. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, things will not be so down. Metro Ardan coming in here for Random, who had 6th place here, didn't have the best placing in the first round here, ladies and gentlemen, but still without speed stat as well as the solid build overall. I feel like in a race like this, she might be able to keep up much better. The low power might be a problem, but we shall see. And here comes Race Agnes Tachon, who got 2nd place in the first round of competition, almost taking the win there. Had a really strong position coming into the into the mid race, but unfortunately kind of fell off when the last spurt of the Major Ryan came through. currently considered the #1 favorite here with a lot of gold skills. With it's on no stopping me, POC and rushing gale, a lot of acceleration in this Uma Musume. Hopefully able to get that last push in. So that's gonna be it here, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see now who will win here against Hakase, Ray, and Random. It is important to know that Ray got second place in the first round here, while the rest got third place. So he should be the considered favorite here, right? Especially with such good results here. I mean, in the first round, it was only expected. But of course, like I said, it is not guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen, who will win. When the paddocks open, it is only up to your Uma Musume and the will to run that can fuel them for this win. But with that said, the game considers them as heavy favorites for a reason. Number 1, 2, and 3 occupied here by Ray. And the paddocks will open here. Late start here for the Rice Shower here of Random. But hopefully not able to be so down in the dumps here. There it is, occupying the third position immediately. As we now split off into our Uma Musume here, ladies and gentlemen. First place going into special week. Hakase taking advantage here, as well as Kitasan Black Random occupying third place here. And Metro Ardan on fourth. It is Sibylle Rudolph on 4th. Yeah, it is Sibylle Rudolph here on 5th, I believe. As the Pace Chaser line gets brought down into the back line here. A very odd situation. Stamina Cross here. Hakase Stamina Cross on finally getting some footing here. As we hit the mid race. Major Ardan getting a good positioning as well here. Kitasan Black leading the pack. So we shall see who will get the push here. Rushing Gale being proctored by these Uma Musume, looking to get the positioning now. Hakase has that unique, the Kitasan Black on the front. It is Kitasan Black at the very front of this race. Is he able to keep this up? Was able to proc the Gourmand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Kitasan Black with the spurt here. Hakase at the very front of the race. Who could have believed this? I know, I'm sure this might be a shock to everyone here. Hakase the least favorite here, but here comes the Blue Rose from this Rice Shower to look to compete. Can he get the spurt to make the distance? And they surely are gaining. Who will win here, ladies and gentlemen? Kitasan Black is losing slowly his speed. And it's gonna start burning out here. It is a push here from the rest of the Uma Musume. King Halo gonna be using that Prideful King. We are closing in on the last line here, ladies and gentlemen. It is King Halo. King Halo here at the very end to sneak in the win. Coming across, will be using the White Lightning coming through. But I think it's too late here, ladies and gentlemen. King Halo coming in here for Ray to occupy that first place from the very back of the line. What a competitive race, ladies and gentlemen. What an unexpected result. Our first ace win here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately here for Hakase, the Stamina Cross was not able to occupy. Despite the situation here, unfortunately for Hakase, I think he got third here. Kitasan Block not able to keep up with the crowd, but made us hope with that position. Had such a strong lead there. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, King Halo will take first place here. Second goes to Rice Shower. Third place goes to Sibylle Rudolph. Fourth place goes to Stamina Cross. Fifth goes to Kitasan Black. Sixth goes to Metro Ardan. Stamina Cross, Hakase Stamina Cross goes on 7th. 8th place goes to Ray. And 9th to special week here, ladies and gentlemen. So unfortunately, Hakase not able to keep up the pace, but still hopeful for the upcoming races here, ladies and gentlemen. Red Ray taking first place here. Quite a close round. I feel like expectation in this bracket is for them to win easily, but still, all thing is good here, ladies and gentlemen. So like I say, we'll have 2 points now, sitting tied with Tunic. Random will be having 4 points, and Ray will be sitting in a comfortable 8 points here, ladies and gentlemen. Are currently up in the air on who it will get, but still 8 points, very good. Almost a very safety net for that next race here, ladies and gentlemen. We shall now go to the next race, which should be a pretty competitive race as well. Rugugachu, Tetrakis, and Setanta coming up here in the next race here. Second placers across the board, so this should be quite a race to behold, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see who will win again, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rugugachu versus Tetrakis versus Setanta. This next race. Apologies. Back to our regularly scheduled up here, ladies and gentlemen. As we have here our ace runner here for Rugugachu, TM Opera O, New Year version of TM Opera O with the pace S here, ladies and gentlemen. Rugugachu had a pretty solid run overall, got 3rd place in the first round, losing only to Torrent. Still, was able to make a pretty good progress, hoping for a better result in this upcoming race. Of course, hopefully, yeah, looking hopeful here, Rugugachu as one of the favorites to win this one. Perhaps. We shall see though, it is not given, of course, not given, but of course it's the pride and glory here of Rugugachu. But with that said though, when it comes to heavy favorites, who else can say besides this S rank Umamusume? Tetrakis' Agnes Digital with the Turf S here. Didn't get the best results though. Got 3rd place in that first race. Rammer, however, was able to dominate, getting 1st and 2nd. So Tetrakis looking for redemption in this group. But when it comes to Agnes Digitals, there is another one as well, Rugugachu's, who got 4th place in that previous race. Does have the Turf S as well. Doesn't have as much speed skills as one would have wished, but does have that no stopping me. So if she gets going, it will keep going. Does have the 1k speed and power. Of course, this S-Rank Uma having 1k on everything is the problem, but that weight stat could be such a problem. And of course, a late surger, Agnes Digital here. Actually, it is a 8 Ace Chaser race. Upcoming here is Oguri Cap here from Rugugachu, who has S on medium, S on base. Didn't have the best race though, compared to her compatriots here, getting 5th place in the first round here for Rugugachu. Looking for a much better placing here, this Oguri Cap. Not much else to say here. Stanta finally getting a show here in this race. Narita Bryan got 2nd in the first round. The only Umamusume to get, the only other Umamusume, I shall correct myself, to get 2nd place in the round of 2nd placers, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully things will go swimmingly here for Setanta. You could say that she might be a favorite. Honestly, all of these guys are really competitive with each other. You shouldn't be taking that first round its results as a guarantee. But yeah, this Naruto Brian looking strong and looking for more. As we push on in with the next one, Oguri Cap here for Tetricus, substituting for Hishi Amazon after her abysmal performance, getting 9th place in the first round. So will be replaced by Oguri Cap with 1000 speed, 1000 stamina, and a power, just like the ace here of Hishi Amazon of Agnes Digital. Not sure if they're gonna be pushing for the strong one here, but should be another favorite coming out here of this race. To round this off, Agnes Tachyon. No, there's still more to go. It is Agnes Tachyon here for Tetrakis with full speed here, getting a 4th place. Not that bad in that first round. Looking for a better placing, of course. Zitanta's King Halo, another King Halo in this race. We saw one win earlier. Has max speed and good amount of power, and does have medium S, which is a very interesting thing, right? S rank, S pace on a King Halo, so this is gonna be quite a unique scenario. Got 4th place in that previous race. Last but not least, it is the Biwa Hayahide, the ace here of Setanta, who got 3rd place in that first round. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall see now who will win here in the battle of second placers. This is quite a must-win, well, I will say. But if you do lose here, we will have 4 points, so it's not the end of the world. But still, of course, would prefer to be in a much better position here as we go into our 3rd race here. So, ladies and gentlemen, shall be waiting here in the Padak. It's number 3 favorite here, Tetrakis Oguri Cap. Number 2 is this S rank Agnes Digital, but number 1 is TM Opera O here for Gugachu. It is a battle of aces, a battle of wits, except for one. Well, except for Tetrakis is definitely rocking in with the Brawn build. As we have a late start here for Setanta. Very unfortunate, but the Lone Wolf actually proccing for this Biwa Hayahide. That's the first, I believe. As we now push into the early start of this race, the first corner, we're seeing a lot more skill procs coming out here from the Uma Musume here. Never mind, actually. Kind of delayed here. A lot of Swingy Maestros got proc though. As we enter into the mid-race, Gorman being procced already, a lot of recoveries being used. So far, so good. Oguri Cap at the very front here. I'm not too sure whose Oguri Cap this one is actually, but hopefully we shall discover it soon. It is a push for the races here. I think this might be Rugugachu's, but I'm not too sure. Might be giving false information. Yeah, so far so good here with the Pace Chaser line. It is a bundle of Uma Musume here. It's very hard to look into who will win, but Naruto Brian getting good position already among the front here. It's another Oguri Cap. Bring the push. As we now hit the last spurt, who will go for the push here, ladies and gentlemen? And yes, it is actually Rugugachu's Oguri Cap at the very front here from the looks of it. Here comes the spurt here from the S-rank Uma Musume. Ladies and gentlemen, Tetrakis with the final sprint on this Agnes Digital, looking to push through with that second placing already. Can Oguri Cap compete? Doesn't seem like it, but oh no, someone's trailing from behind. I think that's I'm not too sure actually, but here comes Opera O with the Barcarolle of Blessings. Going to go for the duel. Will she be able to push through with the advantage? It is Agnes Digital at the front. Hold on, it is not the Agnes Digital I expected. It is Rugugachu at the very front of the race. And it is Agnes Digital to take a dominant win across the board. Rugugachu taking first place here in this race off the back of Agnes Digital of all Uma Musume. able to vanquish his S-rank counterpart in one hell of a race here, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Rugu Gachu. For a spectacular performance here, able to get a distance of 3 lengths, I mean. And what a race. Honestly, I did not really see where the Agnes Digital was, but able to sneak through in that last spurt there while Opera O was going for her unique. And that late searcher really coming around there and making such a difference, ladies and gentlemen. As we now tally up the results here, ladies and gentlemen. Rugu Gachu's Agnes Digital getting first. It is Ogre Cap for Tetrakis getting second. TGM Opera O getting third. Tetrakis is Agnes Digital getting fourth. Naruto Brian getting fifth. So that means it is third place here for Satanta. Sixth place for Agnes Tachion's Tetrakis. Tetrakis is Agnes Tachion. 7th goes to Biwa Hayahide, 8th goes to Rugachu's Ogre Cap, and 9th goes to King Halo here, who fell behind extremely hard. Congratulations to Rugu Gachu for getting the win here, getting herself 8 points. 8 points here. Stanta getting 4 points. And going down here at the very bottom. Tetrakis sitting at 6 points here, the only one so far. We now move into the next race here, ladies and gentlemen. Finally reaching the first placers here. Quite a juggernaut of a race here. Crazy Dave, Mia, and Roy. Roy, of course, second placer, but still expected to have a pretty solid performance overall. So we shall see how things will go. We begin here our fourth race, ladies and gentlemen. As our first Uma Musume coming up here, our first placer of the first round here. Special week by Crazy Dave. Quite honestly a push here this special week. Among the first placers, she is considered the weakest hover, still taking a win against Setanta. Was quite a, not a shock, but certainly a pretty good run here. But of course, I will say though, among the first round races, that was a more even race, right? So there might be a chance that this special week will be put down to earth. We shall see if they're able to keep up pace. Get it? So yeah, clocking a 1,000 and 1,100 speed here with a pretty balanced stat line. This special week looking to continue the win streak here for herself. Next up here though is Simply Rudolph here for Mia, who had a 4th place finish in the first round of the races. Didn't exactly have the best of results. Looking for a better push here with a good wit stat. Does have the debuffs for herself. And with that said though, I think she is capable of winning if she is just able to proc this POC, but it's the Shatterproof not really procking in that first race, right? I think there's gonna be a problem here of the Simply Rudolph. Next up is Tokai Teo here for Crazy Dave, who is a Tengu Cup veteran. For those who are unaware, did compete in the first Tengu Cup in the long race. Coming back here with the pace again, pace S, speed stat of 1150. Picking Maestro and POC, looking for redemption, as she had a pretty mediocre placing with 5th place in the first round of competition here. Next up is Naruto Brian here for Mia. Didn't have a good result, had 7th place overall, so not exactly the best, but let's see if she's able to push for more. Does have a pretty strong line of skills, so was quite a disappointment, and the game does consider him as the #1 favorite here. The winning here sorry, the third placer here for Roy, the best best Uma Musume that Roy had in the first round of races. He got third place in that run here with the winning ticket. Has a lot of power, has a lot of speed, looking for redemption to get the first win here for Roy in quite a winnable position. I will say got the easier stick when it comes to the first place finishers. But with that said though, the skills not the best, certainly not the worst here. Mia with the Major Ryan are winning ace from the first race here, ladies and gentlemen. We have two winning aces actually in here, with not a lot of speed but still using a very unique strategy of proccing the Festive Miracle. Was able to get such a good position for herself and push through in the pace chaser line to get the win here with the last spurt. So ladies and gentlemen, be careful of this Metro Ryan. If she gets the position, she will go for the push and she will go for the win. With that said though, if she's not able to get a good positioning, I fear that things will not go out as well as last time. As we have Crazy Dave's Agnes Station, who had 8th place. Not exactly the best, not exactly the best, but looking for a better placing here. Not much else to say. I mean, she has a good stat line here, but it is one of the only 2-star Uma Musume competing in this cup. So really, just looking for a good placing. This would be satisfactory for this Agnes Station. Next up is a Knight's Nature here, the Evil Nature, without much wit, running a Mystifying Murmur and All-Seeing Eyes, but a lot of speed and power. This Uma Musume will pack a punch. But with that said though, the first Uma Musume in our list from the first placers who got dead last year, actually the only one from the second placers to get dead last. So we'll see if this Uma Musume is able to get a much better placing, or will we have a repeat of last time? Hopefully not, of course. I do believe that she will have a much better placing. Could just be a jitters, could just be a bad performance, you know. Things can certainly go wrong so fast. Same here for Roy, again running this very strong powered Uma Musume without much wit, getting 8th place in that second round. It was really winning ticket who got them across the finish line among the Uma Musume competition here, ladies and gentlemen. So despite having a lot of skills, not exactly sure if she's gonna be able to push through if she doesn't proc much. We shall see here in this 4th race here for today, ladies and gentlemen. Hoping, cheer for your favorites, cheer for your friends. We shall see who will win here in the 4th race of the Tengu Cup, Day 2. Against, between Crazy Dave, between Crazy Dave, Mia, and Roy Trigger. First, number 1 favorite here is Mia's Naruto Brian. Roy Trigger, the winning one, will be on 2nd, and the ace here for Crazy Dave, knocking in at a number 4. So we shall see now. Sipadak will open. Now, late spurt, I believe, here for the Naruto Brian here of Mia, but all things is all good here as the Major Orion occupies first place just for a bit, but back down to earth she goes. We're here hitting into the first corner of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of skills being proc, but so far so good. The rush comes out here from the special week. This could be problematic, but the Swinging Maestro able to recover all that energy up. Not a lot of skills proc here in this first corner, but here hitting into the mid race here, ladies and gentlemen. Meisho Doto going at first, Simply Rudolph at 2nd, 3rd place goes to Super Special Week, 4th goes to Tokai Teo, 5th to Agnes Station, 6th to Naruto Brian as the Simply Rudolph falling back down. Unfortunately, positioning Shadowproof being propped actually by this Simply Rudolph. It's a very close line overall. The late surgers not able to get any positioning at the moment. So far so good here for this Meisho Doto. Might be able to get that very strong placing if she keeps up this positioning, but the pace chaser line getting closer and closer as we now hit the last spurt, ladies and gentlemen. I think Special Week is looking to get that first positioning here though, as it is a very competitive first spurt here. As hold on, here comes Meijiro Ryan here from Mia. It is a very close line. Another Uma Musume looking to challenge. I'm not sure who it is. Special Week falling from behind. It is Winning Ticket here at the very front. Winning Ticket looking to occupy here, as I think Crazy Dave's Uma Musume are not able to keep up here. But closing in on this race. Looking for one more push here with the Shooting Star. With 200 meters left, ladies and gentlemen, it is Winning Ticket to win it all. And Mia is taking second place here with the Meijiro Ryan. Unfortunately here for Crazy Dave, it is a third place finish here, but Winning Ticket takes it all in here for this Roy Trigger. So despite the condition here, despite the conditions here, ladies and gentlemen, Roy Trigger getting first place here among the first place finishers. Second place goes to Meijiro Ryan here for Mia. Third place goes to Special Week here for Crazy Dave. Fourth place goes to Nice Nature. Fifth place goes to Naruto Brian. Sixth goes to Meisho Doto. 7 goes to Agnes Tacho. And 8 goes to Tokai Teo. And 9th goes to Stimbly Rudolph here. Fortunately for Crazy Dave, not able to close it out in the end there. If that Special Week's unique just came by earlier, this could have been a much better placement, but he will have 6 points in this upcoming round here. Mia getting third place will have 8 points here, and Roy with that first place getting 8 points as well, ladies and gentlemen. As now we will be moving on into a slobber knocker of a race in this juggernaut race here in the second race, the much must watch. I'm so sorry for my speech, but yeah, must watch race here, ladies and gentlemen. It is a battle of first placers here all across the board. It is Rammer, Press Tsukasa, and Torrent here, ladies and gentlemen. So we will now proceed with the last race here of the second round. As we will discuss now, the first Uma Musume here, the ace of Press Tsukasa. It is Christmas Augury Cup. With that said though, didn't have the best performance. 7th place in that first round of races here, ladies and gentlemen. Augury Cup looking for redemption here, rocking a medium S, max speed and high width. Didn't get to proc any recovery skills in the front, so that Festive Miracle really just never came through. So hoping for redemption here, ladies and gentlemen, for this Augury Cup. Next up is Torrent's Hichi Amazon, who got 6th place. Another Uma Musume that didn't have the best of successes. With a strong power stat, not a lot of stamina, it is very hard for Uma Musume like this to keep going. With that said though, if she's able to get that spurt in and not burn through that much stamina, she might be able to push through with an advantage, but without that much recovery, that stamina stat really is quite a problem for this Hichi Amazon. Seems to be a problem in this race overall for both Hichi Amazons we've seen. Next up is the winning Uma Musume here for Rammer, the Admire Vega. With a medium S here, looking to keep this winning spree continuing. So far so good. No Uma Musume has won twice in a row. Actually, hold on, let me recall actually. Yeah, no Uma Musume I believe has won twice in a row so far, so we shall see if they're able to keep this up, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a good stat line here. Next up is Torrent's Stamina Cross, who is the winning Uma Musume here for Torrent. Got first place in this in the first round of races here. with the turf S looking to continue as legacy again with the wet conditions here. A lot of skills POC, it's on. Maybe the weakest among the winning Umamusume here in this cup, but certainly not the least. We shall see what success they might have. And we have a substitute coming out here from Rammer. We had an evil nature last time. We will have another evil nature again with the Dominator. A lot of speed stats going to be nerfed here as the Springs Runner and the long shot. So if this Umamusume does get the spurt, he does have the speed perhaps to compete. So be quite a deadly Umamusume in the field here, hitting everyone. Remember how debuffers work, they'll be hitting everyone here. Next up is Naruto Brian, the winning Umamusume here. Oh no, the second placer for Rammer's team in the previous race here. Who substituted for Manhattan Cafe with the max speed stat and a turf S. This Umamusume is looking quite strong and looking to keep up a consistent performance from the previous race here. Next up is Taiki Shuttle here for Torrent, getting second place here. Again, this is Taiki Shuttle, who is quite strong in the medium S here, looking to continue up with the races. Ladies and gentlemen, with the It's On, No Stopping Me. We shall see if success will bloom for this Taiki Shuttle. Next up is Naruto Brian, the winning Umamusume here for Press Tsukasa, who is going to be one of 4 end runners here. Able to make such a really strong push in the very end there with the last spurt. There are 4 end runners in the race. Not sure if she will be able to do so again. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, the game does recognize them as the first placer among Umamusume. So we shall see who will win. Agnes Tachion getting second here in the first round of races for Tsukasa, who had really strong positioning across the board, able to push through with such strong advantage in that first race. So among page chasers, we shall eye on Agnes Tachion here to see if she's able to get that frontal advantage here, as we shall now go to get on the heavy juggernaut race of the second round here, ladies and gentlemen. Who will win in this Press Tsukasa? Is it Rammer or is it Torrent, ladies and gentlemen? Two favorites going back head to head here, of course. I will be seeing an eye out for this Naruto Brian and Ayabe. Of course, for Press Tsukasa, I think honestly you can kind of eye in on all 3 Umamusume to get a strong finish here. It just depends if this Festive Miracle will proc here for the Ogre Cap. One thing to note is she only has 3 recovery skills, so if those don't proc, it really will not go well for this Ogre Cap. We shall see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. As the buttocks will open now. No, I think it is a late start here for Ayabe. Not exactly the best here, but so far so good. It is the front advantage here for this Agnes Tachion. As I've said, second place currently occupied by the Ogre Cap here of Tsukasa. Third place is this Naruto Brian. It is the 3 aces here leading the charge here at the pace chaser line, but Agnes Tachion at the very front of this line. So far so good. His CG Amazon and the 5th place here. So I see someone moving up in the back line here as we hit the mid race here. Keep an eye out for how many recovery skills are being proc. So many debuffs hitting so far, dragging down the mud of everyone. Dragging everyone into the mud. Sorry, man. But so far, so good. Both of Tsukasa's Umamusume are getting really good positioning here. Even this Naruto Taishin at the very back here, ladies and gentlemen. Moving up so far, so good. And straight away recovery being procced here from the Ogre Cap. I'm not sure if he procced this recovery skill earlier, as now we are entering the last spurt here, ladies and gentlemen. It is looking good so far, but here comes the Festive Miracle, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Christmas Ogre Cap that we were asked for. So if she does not get the last spurt that she needs, it will not be enough. But oh, here she goes, the last spurt with a dominant lead here as she pushes on. It is not close at all. Ogre Cap taking the first place lead here, but the rest of the Uma Musume are looking to compete. Can they keep up here with the Dominator dropping down? Ayabe looking to push. Naruto Brian with the Shadow Break. Coming out of here from Rammer. A lot of Uma Musume looking to trail the lead that Ogre Cap is pushing. But I don't think it's enough here, ladies and gentlemen. It is not enough. It is a competition on who will get second, and I think Ayabe will secure this one. Yes. Oh, actually, I think it's first, second place here for this Naruto Taishin. Ayabe getting third. It is fourth place here for this Tamano Cross. Congratulations here to Press Tsukasa for taking the win here in this second round of competition here. The Christmas Miracle for this Ogre Cap really getting the push through. As we now read through the Uma Musume. First place goes to Ogre Cap, second place goes to Naruto Taishin, Ayabe getting third, fourth place to Tamana Cross, fifth to Naruto Brian, sixth to Taiki Shuttle here, ladies and gentlemen, seventh to Agnes Tachon, eighth to Grass Wonder, and ninth to Hishi Amazon. So despite the positioning advantage of the Agnes Tachon here, not able to keep up with the rest of the Uma Musume, but what a strong push here from the Ogre Cap at the very end, ladies and gentlemen. And with that said, it is going to be Press Tsukasa sitting at the first place podium here. Second goes to Rammer, will be sitting with 8 points here, and Torrent will be sitting at 6 points. Ladies and gentlemen, as we congratulations here. So now we shall be going into the third round of races. So ladies and gentlemen, we shall give me a minute as I'll be preparing for the preparation here for this next races. Okay, I'll be preparing the wheel and I'll be preparing all the other things. So do give me a bit of time, and hopefully we shall keep this show on the road. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We shall be doing our wheels here for day 3 of Tengu Cup 2026 in March. So we shall be deciding who will be the next runners here, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be wheeling this based on ranking, of course. So hopefully don't get unlucky, ladies and gentlemen. I did use this using this statistics here, of course, so we shall see. I will be arranging this much properly in a bit. Okay, so we shall be rolling now. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna tone down the music a bit. But yeah, I shall not be rolling here, ladies and gentlemen. The next the first races here from the upper points here, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, we'll be rolling from the 1st to 6th place, who all have 8 points or 10. And it is Roy for the first matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. It will be Ray in the next matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, due to the rules, I believe the only people that can slot in here in this next matchup is I'm pretty sure Tsukasa and Rammer cannot be in the same match here, so one of them, I think, has to be pulled. Actually, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I think I do have to try and maneuver around this. So if Mia gets this right, Mia gets a slot here. This will be a repeat of this matchup, so maybe we can move around some of the Uma Musume here. I think maybe I think we should put down Mia here, and then it will be Rammer here. Well, actually, we can pull if it's Rammer Sakaso. Oh no, wait. This is Roy. So this will be Sakasa. Okay. And Rugu Gachu. Okay, apologies if this sound scan is a little odd here, ladies and gentlemen, but I am trying my best to make sure that there are no repeat matches for this competition, so do keep that in mind. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm taking the wheel, but here, here we go. Okay, so let's do this more properly. Okay, so we have our matchups here for the first race here, ladies and gentlemen. We shall now go into the next row of winners. We will pull from this. Hopefully you guys are having a good time, by the way. How is everyone in the chat? Can we get an emote for per person over here? So it'll be Crazy Dave coming up. Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good day here. Crazy Dave, Valiona. We will have a match between Yep, seems like it. And it will be Torrent. So we'll be hitting our first Tetricus. I'll be settling in this next one. Okay. So we now pull on the 11-11 up portion here, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be random for this portion of the cup. So we shall see who will be the selection here for the next one here. It is Sip Ghetto. And that does secure the rest of the races here, ladies and gentlemen. So we Tunic, Kase, and Sedanto. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I shall be preparing for this club soon, so please wait patiently once again as I will be preparing the next races. Hopefully you guys stick around and I shall see you I'll do this as soon as possible. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are finally now ready and prepared here for the next round of Uma Musume here. As we shall be playing here with the first round here. Of course, we'll be starting at the very bottom of the Uma Musume races. Of course, that means that our first race shall be Tunic, Hakase, and Setanta. Hopefully, things will go well here for Hakase this time. I feel like people are hoping for the best for our hometown hero here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, let us proceed with the race soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. We shall begin soon. Okay, that should be good now. So for the again, it is Tunic, Hakase, and Setanta here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll proceed with the next round of Uma Musume. And honestly, this is gonna be quite an interesting matchup here. Tunic and Hakase finally matching up in the same bracket here. Against Setanta though, quite a heavy favorite, all things considered, in this matchup. So first of all, we have Ogre Cap here from Tunic. Didn't have the best of performances in that previous round. She got, I'm pretty sure, like 8th or 9th. I mean 8th or 8th or 7th here, ladies and gentlemen. Correct me if I'm wrong. It has been quite a struggle here for this for Tunic, who has yet to get a reasonable win so far in this cup. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, getting 8th place here. This Ogre Cup has been quite a struggle for this this Uma Musume. It has been Smart Falcon who has been pulling some weight in this team, but still yet to crack the top 6 in this Uma Musume races. Hopefully, the Tunic's Ogre Cup is able to push through here and make a statement. Perhaps getting a second place would be ginormous for his chances here. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be giving an update to what are the current chances here for everyone. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. So for the people competing in this race, I will be updating the current status. But next is Hakase's Stamina Cross Ace here. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to set him to late, so I will be updating. Okay, hello everyone, sorry about that. Just have to make sure to fix Hakase's thing. But yeah, all is good here, ladies and gentlemen, all is good. So, when the chances here of Hakase to make it to the top 9 at the moment, currently Hakase and Tunic's chances of getting it into the playoffs is a whopping 15%. It is required for them to get a win here. Basically, the scenario for them So the scenario here for Hakase and Tunic is that they need to get 1 win and 2 ties in a perfect world for them to 2 second places for them to qualify into the next round of into the playoffs of the top, which needs a top 9 finish. For Setanta here, I don't let me check actually. For Setanta, there's a 40% expected chance of them to qualify into the next round here of the Tengu Cup. So that is going to be what's noted here, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you guys are able to hold on. Apologies if I don't have a list of the placements of the Umamusume in the previous one, so we will be just discussing these Umamusume as it is. Of course, didn't have the Stanta didn't have the best chance here, losing in that quite rough situation where they were in a group in a group with Tetrakis and Rugugachu. Quite a rough one indeed. Not able to push through. I believe finishing only 5th place in that race. If I correct me if I'm wrong. It was not a pretty sight for Setanta. However, success is not written just yet. Yes, it was a 5th place finish here for Setanta for his Umamusume. So we shall see if they're able to recover from that position here, ladies and gentlemen. Now we shall be moving on here, ladies. We shall be going through these Enarta Brian race. Good Umamusume currently noted as the 3rd favorite of this cup. Next up is Haruura. No need to discuss. We already know. Next is Smart Falcon here. Getting a 7th place in that previous race was quite a situation here for Haruura. Hopefully, redemption for this Umamusume. Actually considered the number 2 favorite. So Smart Falcon actually for Unworn Tunic might have a chance here, a fighting chance to get a good victory among this crowd. Next up is King Halo here. Got a dead last place if I remember correctly in his in the race of the 2nd round here. The pace chaser King Halo has yet to really show up in a big way. I'm not sure if it really is a way to success for this King Halo. We shall see if able to pick up a win here. Again, must win scenario for these guys. Okay, next up is Special Week here for Hakase. Had a pretty solid performance overall in his race, able to get a solid good positioning in that mid race, but everything kind of fell apart when he didn't have enough speed here. Same with that Kitasan Black, who fell down to earth so hard. So in a lower level competition, this might be a chance to strike here, but when it comes to having a chance to strike, Biwa Hayahide coming up here, ladies and gentlemen, looking for a much better placing than 6th place, I believe, is what this Umamusume got last time. Yeah, 7th place here, ladies and gentlemen. 7th place for this Biwa Hayahide. So again, looking for a much better placing overall. I think Setanta, heavy favorite in this round to win it all. Next up is Tamina Cross here. Hakase, crowning glory, had a pretty decent run overall in that in the 2nd round here. So if it comes to push comes to shove, if he can get a win here, it would be massive for Hakase. With that said though, it is not gonna be easy. He did get 7th place previously. It will not be easy, but among a more easier competition here, Hakase, this is your time to shine. If you can't win here, it will be hard for the rest of the cup here to qualify. Up next is Kitasan Black, who had a very strong push here in the 2nd round. We saw what she was capable of. Getting that frontal advantage is massive for this Umamusume. So if she can get the lead, if she can get this one going, she is going to run straight into hell and break through all that obstacle here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye out for this Kitasan Black. Here comes Ogre Cap, the ace here of Oddmore and Tunic. Again, looking for a better placement than 8th. Now, we shall head to the first race here of the 3rd round, ladies and gentlemen. If you are, please support the support the trainer that you wish for to win. I personally would wish for a win for the bottom 2. But Setanta, not exactly the easiest opponent to topple down. Despite a poor placement in the previous round, I do expect them to have a much more stronger placement here. Number 1 favorite here is Biwa Hayahide. Number 2 is Smart Falcon here. And not sure who the 3rd one is, but things should be well and truly on, ladies and gentlemen. I do expect Smart Falcon to take advantage of this front runner. No one really here to contest at the very front. Another Lone Wolf proc here for the Biwa Hayahide. So we now move on here. Special Week taking first position, but not instantly Narita Brian. Oh, not a good start here for the Special Week, getting pushed all the way to the back. So we now hit the corner here. Ladies and gentlemen. Swinging Maestros being proc. A lot of corner skills among this crowd. Only 2 being proc actually in the first corner. So we now enter the mid race here. Let's see what skills are gonna be proc. Medium corner swing proc here by Tamina Cross, looking to push through in this late spurt here. So you have a late surger Ogre Cap actually. So we'll see. Actually, so far so good. This Tamina Cross finally building up a bit of a positional advantage, able to push through. A Smart Falcon not really able to push that lead so far. So we now see Special Week. I think it's Special Week here to get through, but oh, here comes the White Lightning coming through here, ladies and gentlemen. Much better proc here as we are slowly gaining up. But we shall see if this Tamina Cross is able to move up. Yes, it is on the middle of the pack, going into the front. It is 2nd place. It is 1st place. Hakase at the very front of the road. Of course, we're hitting the last spurt soon enough. The special week here with the shooting star. It is both Special Week and Tamina Cross at the front here. Hakase making the push. Tamina Cross at the very lead. But will she keep this one? I'm not too sure just yet. So far, so good. But here comes Narita Brian looking to fight off, but it's Hakase here at the very end to win it all. The whole stretch hates to make the push. Hakase with a dominant win here. It is Tamina Cross taking 1st place in this race here, ladies and gentlemen, in the first race of competition in this 3rd round. Tamina Cross with a statement race. Congratulations here to Hakase taking 1st place here, and in what is a must-win scenario for him to get out of this of this round robin stage here. Congratulations, Hakase. Unfortunately here for Tunic, not able to get a strong finish. Going on the offensive here with the Smart Falcon, but not able to generate a big enough lead in the end. People were able to catch up. Will be the 1st play. Another point here. 3 points for Tunic. I'm not sure if there's still a chance. As we now move on here, it is Setanta, of course, in that 2nd place here. Not bad, but could have wished for more, especially in a situation where he was considered, honestly, a heavy favorite, right? Hakase taking the victory here, massive. Congratulations. Yeah, so 1st place goes to Tamina Cross here, 2nd place goes to Narita Brian, 3rd place goes to Biwa Hayahide. 4th place goes to Smart Falcon. 5th place goes to Kitasan Black. 6th place goes to King Halo. 7th place to Special Week. 8th place to Ogre Cap, 9th place Haru Ura, and overall I will say Tamina Cross had such a very good position and they're able to move up before the last spurt to get on there. Nata Brian and Biwa Hayahide fortunately not able to push through into the next positions, right? Smart Falcon not able to get an advantage. Kitasan Black actually was just not able to get really in the front, which costed her the race basically. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, what a race! What a race here! As we now move on into the second race here of this cup. It will be Tetrakis, Random, and Sir Ghetto. I feel like this one will be quite competitive, I believe, between Tetrakis and Random. Tetrakis falling behind after getting quite shocked, I will say, by a fellow Agnes Digital. So we shall move on to that, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are. So yeah, Agnes Digital, the fact that Patrick is landing 2 back-to-back second places, not bad, but could wish for more for such a heavy contender here. But among this sea of Uma Musume, maybe this will be the win that he is looking for to secure himself a place in the top 9. But up against Random though, who has not been underperforming by a stretch, honestly overperforming with expectations, right, ladies and gentlemen. With this Rice Shower, hold on, yeah, Rice Shower getting second in that previous race, almost snatching a victory even. So it should be quite a competitive race overall here. With that said, we cannot count Sip out. Sure, he kind of got bottomed in quite a... Thing about Sip though, I will say his only win is against Tunic, so I'm not too sure if his placement really is something to be noted of. But again, ladies and gentlemen, anything can happen, of course. Anything can happen, so we should push through here, ladies and gentlemen. So we have Tetrakis here with the Agnes Digital getting second place here for her for his race. Not exactly the position you should want to be in. Second, getting 4th place in that previous run. Next is Tokai Teo here for Adam Ghetto. Had a good position in the previous race. In the second round, he had a really good positioning. He's not able to convert it into much is the problem. So we shall see now who is able to win. But actually, well, let's say though, got 3rd place in the previous race. So when it comes to Tokai Teo, this might be the best placing here. General Ardan didn't exactly get the placing that he really wanted. So we will now go, honestly, let's kind of get a run through here of these Uma Musume. So Agnes Tachi and Tetrakis did not get a good position at all, actually. Fell behind so hard in the second round. Ogre Cap though, getting 2nd place in that previous, it's the 3rd place, I believe. Yeah, 3rd place. That previous cup, I'm not sure. It's 2nd place or 3rd place, guys. I think he got 2nd. Got 2nd place or 3rd place here from the previous cup, losing to Oni to Rugu Gachu. You have coming across here for Random. Agnes Tachian here for Adam Ghetto. Rice Shower getting 2nd place in that previous round. So do keep an eye out for the ace here of Random. Mayana Takan getting 4th in the previous round as well. So yeah, all across the board here, ladies and gentlemen, should be a more competitive race overall. Despite the fact that Sip Ghetto is not exactly the favorite, not exactly favorite to really get much here. We shall see, maybe we can get shocked But I will say though, among the sea of Umas here, once again, Tetrakis a favorite to win it, but has not really lived up to expectations. That said though, the substitute Uma Musume here of Ogre Cap has been such a massive W here for Tetrakis. We shall see if they will be able to perform again with this very strong statted Uma Musume. Just not a lot of wit, a lot of skill procs. Random though, with the Rise Shower #1 favorite across the board here for, and Tetrakis with the random name with his Rise Shower across the board, looking for his win. So far so good here for these Umas. I'm getting second place last time. So now we shall begin here, ladies and gentlemen. The Russian Gale gonna be able to push this Stamina across into the front, but Ramiano Top Gun immediately taking position as the front runner. It is all good here, but now the fight here with the base chasers looking for positioning here. It's a lot of them, but from the looks of things, we get a coverage here. It is Tetrakis here with the Agnes Digital on second place. Third goes to Agnes Tachyon. I'm not sure which Agnes Tachyon it is. Fourth place is Rise Shower. Fifth place is Tokaiteo, who is gonna overtake Rise Shower here, going side by side with his teammate here. Another Tachyon at the back here. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's Adam Ghettos. Yes, it is Sip Ghetto. Currently at 6th place here is the trio here of Random at the very front. So far, the late surger is actually climbing up already as we reach the mid race. We're about to hit the late surger here. Uniques being procced already. So we're about to hit the last corner here, ladies and gentlemen. Tetrakis already at the front though with this Agnes Digital, but it is random name not to be stifled with. So here comes the last spurt. It is looking like Tetrakis is going to get such a big push here. But hold on, is it gonna be enough? The debuffs coming through here with the Dominator. Will might be able to pull him back. Here comes the Blue Rose closer. As hold on, this Tetrakis, Agnes Digital, he is being tailed here by this Agnes Tachyon. Is it gonna be enough? I'm not too sure. It is a close exchange here. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's gonna be Tetrakis. Tetrakis to win, yes! It is Tetrakis. Take the win here with the Agnes Digital finally taking a well-deserved win. Congratulations here to Tetrakis, securing himself a win with the Agnes Digital. First place here goes to Agnes Digital, second goes to Agnes Tachyon here for Tetra. Third place goes to Tamara Cross here for Random. Fourth place goes to Rise Shower. Actually, it was an Agnes Tachyon from Tetrakis, so it really was just Tetrakis all across the board. Fifth place goes to Medjura Ardan. Sixth place goes to Ogre Cap. Seventh place goes to Mayana Top Gun. 8th place goes to Tokaiteo, and 9th place goes to Adam Ghetto's Agnes Tachyon here. Adam Ghetto getting dead last year. Quite an unfortunate situation. But Random again getting a second place here. Not too bad overall. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
いよいよ出走登録ですね。レースが楽しみです。
Oh, whoops. My bad, chat. I got an autopilot in there. Hold on. Apologies, chat. We are back here, and we shall be going into the next round of competition soon enough. So we will have Crazy Dave. It is the third race here of the competition. Of round 3 here, it's Crazy Dave, Valiona, and Torrent. Torrent was in quite a rough group to be in. Getting third place really was quite an unfortunate reality to be unfortunate situation, but how much you can really do in a place where you're up against two titans of the competition. As Torrent did have 5th place. So hold on, we will be going through these Umamusume soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. So again, this is the third race here of the third round here, ladies and gentlemen. It is Crazy Dave versus Torrent, it's Crazy Dave, Torrent, Crazy Dave, and Valiona. Sorry for the stakes here. So one thing to note, Crazy Dave got third place in the previous round. Same with Torrent, and now Valiona actually getting a win to get himself tied in this situation. So quite an interesting feat overall. As we will now go on to these Umamusume, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I am grabbing their placements to try and make this a more interesting more interesting thing to note down for you guys. Apologies for the delay, everyone. Do not worry though. Okay, apologies everyone, I am back. Okay, so we have now noted down all of their winnings here. So ladies and gentlemen, in the second round, it is special week here for Crazy Dave, and honestly quite a competitive race overall, if I remember correctly. Special week, able to keep up with the crowd, getting third place in honestly quite a hard round to go through. Mia and Roy, right, able to finish third place in quite a strong fashion is quite good here for a special week. So looking when it comes to these Umamusume in this round, I do believe that you guys should be looking at this special week to have one hell of a performance. Next up here is Torrent Stamina Cross. So yeah, Torrent Stamina Cross here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, actually, I feel like okay. Is Torrent Stamina Cross? Yes, okay. So there's Torrent Stamina Cross here to see. I'm so sorry if I'm like pausing a bit. I'm like, yes, okay. So I think okay, yeah. So it is Torrent Stamina Cross. Apologies, everyone. So Torrent's got okay, Torrent's coming across, getting 5th place in the previous cup. Was the best Uma Musume in this one. So hopefully, this should be we'll see if they're able to get a redemption here. But yeah, honestly, among this competition could be pretty good here. Of course, Torrent getting 1st place in the first race that he competed in, beating Rugu Gachu, who currently is sitting at 8 points. So really, Torrent does have the capabilities to win. Honestly, these three have all three of these guys have a win in their pocket so far. All of them actually had a win and a loss. First place and a 3rd place in their pocket, which has gotten them in this position in the first place. But yeah, so Tamina Cross here, we'll see if she's able to really pick up the pace here for this group for Torrent. And she did win the first race last time against Rugu Gachu. Kishi Amazon here, burning again, hasn't really been the best, got dead last. Really, this stamina problem is going to keep continuing. Saiyan Sky here, 2nd placer for the previous round, ladies and gentlemen. Taiki Shuttle got 2nd place in the previous round. In the first round. So let's keep an eye out for that. With that said though, Taiki Shuttle didn't exactly have the best 2nd round. Got 6th place in that competition. Tokai Teo was 8th in the in the 2nd round here for Crazy Dave. And I'm not sure if things will get better for her, as she got 5th in the first race. So really, it has been the special week show here for Crazy Dave. Same with the Agnes Tachon, really hasn't been able to do much. 8th place in the first round, 7th place in the next. Steady improvements here, as we have Simbali Rudolph, the winner of the 2nd round race here for Veliona, looking to keep the momentum going. Metroed over now for Veliona, who got 5th place. So far, the ace here of Veliona has just not really been able to pick up the pace, not really been able to pick up the game, and so far it has just not been a good 2 races here. Hopefully this 3rd race should be a much better one for her, but if not, these inconsistency problems are going to be quite a bane here. Here we have the ace here of Crazy Dave, one hell of a performer. Again, 3rd place in the previous round and 1st placer. So we shall see if these Uma Musume can push through here, ladies and gentlemen. As we now head on to the 3rd race here, it is Crazy Dave versus Veliona versus Torrent. Apologies for the delay, everyone. I am trying my best to make sure this production is going smoothly and you guys have the entertaining commentary, and it's not just me saying, oh, this guy lost or whatever, you know. 1st place here for according to the game is the CG Amazon. I'm not sure if that's true. 2nd is the Stamina Cross from Torrent. Makes sense. And of course, the hometown crowd favorite, well, I would say it's my favorite here, the special week. What a 1v9 hero here for Crazy Dave. And looking to push through for more. Who will get the 1st positioning? There are multiple Umas with the focus here. It is Saiyan Sky occupying here, of course. Actually, not a front runner, Saiyan Sky. So this Saiyan Sky getting 1st place, getting 1st position here is quite an advantage. Especially with the unique, if you're not aware, if she has a lead, she is able to carry it really far. Some debuffs finally hitting here, ladies and gentlemen. Spiky Shuttle currently occupying in the second place. 3rd goes to Special Week, getting that 2nd place now. It's a very close exchange between Taiki Shuttle and Special Week. Tokai Teo on that 4th place. 5th goes to Agnes Tashion. It's the backline here for Hishi Amazon. Taiki, Tamina Cross finally moving up here together with Major Dober. Major Dober really gunning in here for a position in the front as we hit the mid race, ladies and gentlemen. So far, so good here. Saiyan Sky has not skipped a beat. It is still her game plan to get this one going. If she can get that unique, she will have a really strong spurt. So we now hit the last corner here. Who will have their first last spurt? Dober with the unique here. Moving past and beyond here. I believe this is the first one. No, this is the second one here. She's gonna start running this one through. It is fast. She is really fast here. But Seiyu and Sky has went through as well. Taiki Shuttle looking to make a difference here with shooting for victory. But is it gonna be enough here? It is closing up onto Dover. But the distance being created here is not that much. Special Week trying to keep up as well. Not able to use her unique. It is a very close race overall here. Taiki Shuttle looking to overtake Veliona. But Dober, can she make for break for it? It is Taiki Shuttle and the special Week using her unique at the very end of the race. Unfortunately here for Crazy Dave, it is a unique that will not make a difference here. What was that? Congratulations here for Torrent. Finally getting a win here with this Taiki Shuttle.
Yes! I'm winner!
One competitive race, all 3 aces occupying the top 3. But unfortunately here for Crazy Dave, really Special Week not able to proc her unique. It's not able to make the push here. It will be Veliona getting 3rd place here. 1st place goes to Torrent. And 3rd place goes to Crazy Dave here with Special Week. 4th goes to Saiyan Sky. 5th to Tamina Cross. 6th to Agnes Tachion. 7th to Tokai Teo. 8th to Simply Rudolph. And 9th to Hishi Amazon once more here, ladies and gentlemen. Hoping for a bounce back here for Crazy Dave, but yeah, it's been a rough round 2 and 3 across the board here for the Special Week. Really being competitive, but not been able to get that unique going. Now we'll be preparing here for the upcoming race here. So we now reach the Juggernaut round with the first, with the more stronger Omomusume. That's gonna be Mia, Tsukasa, and Ryugachu. I'll see you guys in a bit as I go prepare the statistics for this cup here, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here. As we will now be going into the upcoming race here, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 4th race now. It is between Tsukasa, Mia, and Rugugachu. So it's gonna be quite a hard-hitting race here. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay, we shall begin. So here we are, Major Ryan here for Mia. Got 2nd place in the previous round, unfortunately, but still though had a really good showing here for Major Ryan. So Mia hoping for a stronger finish here. This Major Ryan really has been the MVP of her whole group, as the rest of her Uma Musume really haven't been able to keep up. Naruto Taishin got 2nd in her race, and it was able to keep up one hell of a last spurt. Again, Naruto Taishin, winner of the 1st round here for Tsukasa, and the 2nd placer. She has been very consistent across the board and could be a favorite to win this race as well. But with that said, Agnes Digital showed up in a huge way in the 2nd round here for Rugugachu to be able to secure her 1st win in this Tengu Cup. We shall see if she's able to replicate this feat here. Agnes Digital here for Rugugachu. Agnes Tachyon though, despite getting 2nd place in the 1st round, the 2nd round has not been good for her, getting 7th place in her race. Hopefully she's able to get a much better placing this time and got the game considering her and the number 1 favorite. On the number 9 favorite, on the other hand, is Oguri Cap here for Rugugachu, 8th placer in the 2nd round here. And so far, it has not been the prettiest. He got 5th in the 1st one and got 8th in the 2nd one, so really has not been able to keep up with the rest of the competition here. But hopefully, she might be able to break through. We shall see. Next up is Rugugachu's ace. It is TM Opera O, New Year, of course. Able to have such a strong position in the 1st race. Really, it was just that Oguri Cap was able to outpace her, but still, so far so good. Has been quite an achiever in this cup, hoping to get a win of her own here. Did get 3rd place twice so far in the 2 rounds that she has run. Next up is Naruto Brian here for Mia, who has not been really doing that well in this race. She got 7th place in the 1st round and got 5th place in the 2nd. And of course, the one and only here, Oguri Cap, the ace here of Tsukasa, had a very, very dominant 2nd round here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, in the 1st round, she wasn't able to get that festive miracle, so really the game plan for the rest of the Uma Musume here is if Oguri Cap does not get that festive miracle, it is a very strong chance here because she fell off in 7th place here. It's not exactly the best placing for this ace Uma Musume, but still got a heavy 1st place in that 2nd round. So everyone's gonna be having their eyes on this Agnes Digital and this Oguri Cap. Next up is Simply Rudolph here for Mia. Got 9th place in the 2nd round here. I got 4th in the 1st, so perhaps it was just a bad day at a bad time. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The 3 aces here. All of them are ready. 2 late searchers for Rugugachu and Mia accordingly. I have to eye these late surgers to see if they're going to be able to pick up the pace. This last spurt is going to be crucial in this upcoming 4th race here for the Tengu Cup 2026 March edition. Yes, now we are heading to our next race here. Number 1 favorite here, Agnes Tachyon. Number 2, is Naruto Taishin. Number 3, well, we will not know. Tsukasa. The game seems to favor Tsukasa's Uma Musume here in terms of the likeliness of them winning. Well, that said though, this has never really been a factor into who will actually win. So really believing these statistics have not been the most confident here. As we now get on into this, as immediately Metro Ryan once again getting a good position here at the very front of the race. The rest of the aces are coming through. It is Oguri Cap. Rush comes out here from Metro Ryan and he's gonna fall straight to hell. Hopefully able to keep up and not get pushed too much. Yes, it will. So as we reach the first corner, a lot of skills being procced here. It is currently Oguri Cap at the very front. This is such a dangerous situation for the rest of the Uma Musume here. The next one here is Opera O. Then it is Oguri Cap here. Second Oguri Cap from Gachu. Arthur Bryan also competing here, as well as this Rudolph. The two page chasers of Mia has not been having good success here, but reaching the mid race they have a very good position here. Fortunately for Rugu Gachu, this Okabara really fell down a bit, but with that pure heart should be able to get some stamina back. So ladies and gentlemen, as here comes, I think Rudolph, Ryan, I think she's kind of getting blocked here. There's a big sandwich at the back. As here comes the festive miracle here once again for Oguri. As she's going to start her rampage straight into the front. Who is able to keep up? Ryan surely wants to push with the let's pump some iron, but is she able to do so? The pack getting pulled back hard and hard, but Ryan able to break through, looking to push for more speed start here, coming out of Oguri, Opera O. As wait, is it Opera O? I don't think it. Wait, I think that's Agnes Digital looking for this push, but Opera O not here to back down without a fight. Goes for the push here, ladies and gentlemen. It is Naruto Taishin at the front here, ladies and gentlemen. Naruto Taishin, I think, occupying second place, but Oguri Cap in first place. One hell of a race here. Unfortunately, I believe Rugu Gachu getting third place in this race. Naruto Agnes Digital not able to really get that last spurt that we were looking for here. And Ryan able to get that last spurt to get at least second place for her team. So yes, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is first place for Oguri Cap, second place for Naruto Taishin, third place to Ryan, fourth place for Naruto Bryan, fifth place to Agnes Digital, sixth place to TM Opera O, seventh place to Oguri Cap, eighth place to Agnes Tachyon, and 9th place to simply Rudolph. Unfortunately here for Rugu Gachu, really did not have the placements that she could have wished for. As the crowd completely pulled through, Agnes Digital was not able to keep up here. Mia getting 11 points here. Rugu Gachu will be staying at 9. Tsukasa will continue the win streak with 15 points in the board, ladies and gentlemen. We will now hit in the last first place here, the last race of the day between Rammer, Ray, and Roy, the RRR. What a coincidence. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, I think I forgot to prepare it, so I do have to prepare this really quickly. Apologies for this. I was not aware. I probably missed it. But not worry. It's not gonna. I'll try my best to not make sure it doesn't take this long. So we'll be going into the I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We shall begin our race soon. Actually, hold on. I think I do need to get the statistics ready. So once my hold on, I will be back. Hello everyone, sorry for the wait. We shall begin soon. So it'll be yep, okay. So everything will be good. Everything's good now. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the wait. However, we shall proceed with our last race here of the day. It is between Rammer, Ray, and Roy here, the 3Rs, and so far they do have a collective score of 8 points here, ladies and gentlemen. So this race really will mean a lot in the standing. Someone will have 13 points coming up here. So we begin here, the ace here of Rammer, Narita Bryan. With that said, she has not exactly been the performer that has pretty much needed so far. Getting second place in the first round really has been quite a staple here, but the fifth place in the second round really has not been that good. Not good. Able to compete against Tsukasi's Musume. And I did get information that this will be the last race here of Narita Bryan here for this is gonna be the last race for this Narita Bryan when it comes to this competition here for the Tengu Cup. So Narita Bryan really has to push here, push his luck, push her strength as she gets her last dance here in the Tengu Cup 2026 March here, ladies and gentlemen. Next up here is Grass Wonder, the debuffer here of Rammer, who got 8th last time, but of course not exactly the goal to win with the buffer. This is the substitute that came in the previous race. Next up is Ayabe here for Rammer as well. 3rd place in the previous round, but got 1st place in the first round. So eyes on Ayabe, really the MVP of Rammer so far in this cup, who has been showing such strength as an end runner. Next up here is Nice Nature, who got 4th place in the previous round. And also, well, but they get 9th place in the prior one. So far so good here for Roy. He did win the previous race here compared to the other. He did win the previous race, so we will have some momentum coming out here, ladies and gentlemen. Next up in this race is Agnes Sachin here for Ray. Hasn't really been a big performer. 8th place in the previous round. Got 2nd. Didn't get the MVP in that first race, but so far it's not been the best. That 8th place really does hurt. Next up here is Meisho Doto. Doto getting kind of collapsing in this competition, to be honest with you. Gotten an 8th place in the first round of this Tengu Cup and a 6th place in the previous one. Despite being the ace here of Roy, she has just not been able to keep up with the competition, so hopefully able to get a much better placing here, but so far so not so good. And of course, King Halo here for Ray, the person who won the 2nd round of the race, 2nd round race here. King Halo, the champion meeting veteran, looking to strike more in this competition. Well, we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, though, that race wasn't exactly against the highest of competition, but still, it is not the end of the world. I will expect a lot from this champion meeting veteran. Simply Rudolph as well, same here. Getting a pretty decent placing, 3rd place in the previous race. Not that bad. Hoping for more, however. Simply Rudolph getting 5th place and 3rd place in the recent 2 rounds. And of course, winning ticket here, winner of the 2nd round here for Roy. So we will have 2 winners going head to head here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, our clash of late surgers is going to be in our midst of this battlefield. Going to be one hell of a fight for this last space here. Naruto Brian here. Wait, hold on. So Naruto Brian here for some reason. Oh yeah, Naruto Brian. It's the ace here for Rammer. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who will be winning the last race here of the day and the last race of the 3rd round. Place your bets, please don't. And hopefully, the one you're supporting will win here. As we now head into the last race. Expectations really going on the side here of Rammer. I will say, coming out of this competition as the heavy favorite has been quite the scenario here, but so far only losing to Tsukasa, winning his first race quite solidly, but up against Roy Trigger, who is one of the stronger Umomusume trainers as well in this competition. So if whoever wins here really is gonna have a statement to make here for the upcoming next rounds here, ladies and gentlemen. Late start here for the King Halo. Not exactly the best. Not the worst here. King Halo getting at the very last place here. A rush coming out here from the Dober despite being first in the position. So far so good here. A bunch of rushes coming out. Naruto Brian as well. But so far so good here as we get into the first corner here. Meisho Doto in first place. 2nd goes to Ray's Simply Rudolph. 3rd goes to Naruto Brian here. fourth place is I think Agnes Tachyon, yes. And here we have the winning ticket, gunning for such a strong position here as a late surger. We're gonna fall down a bit. King Halo gonna match her tempo. So we hit the mid race here, ladies and gentlemen. King Halo finally pushing through into that fourth place, debuffs galore across the field. It is going to be one hell of a race, ladies and gentlemen. So Mystifying Murmur is gonna start debuffing everyone here. Hopefully the recoveries are gonna be enough. As we're gonna hit the last spurt now, the final corner of this race. It is still Meisho Doto in front, but we shall see who will get their last spurt going. Meisho Doto seems to be making a bit of a gap now. No, not really. There's more debuffers coming through. The Dominator gonna collapse this Doto into the air, but that Rudolph is really going to push the Narita. Oh my god, it's Nice Nature. Nice Nature going for the push here. I think winning ticket as well. As we have the Shadow Break coming out here of Rammer's Narita Brian. Keep an eye out for Ayabe, however. As we get into the last race here, it is not really that close. Ayabe not getting the space she needs. King Halo with the Prideful King. It is 200 meters left, but it is Nice Nature. Nice Nature will be the one to secure a win here. And what a way to do it. Congratulations here for Roy to take another victory, but this time Nice Nature is the one secured for this team. And unfortunately here for Rammer, quite a disappointing placing. Really didn't have a strong performance in this last race here, ladies and gentlemen. So, buff him down. Yeah, Roy, first place here goes to Nice Nature, second place goes to Winning Ticket, third place goes to King Halo, fourth goes to Simbali Rudolph, fifth place goes to Narita Brian, sixth place goes to Admire Vega, seventh place goes to Agnes Tachyon, eighth place goes to Grass Wonder, and ninth place goes to Meisho Doto. So that's gonna be quite so hopefully guys, we shall see. That's gonna be it for the final race here of this cup, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies if you can hear the car. There is someone honking a lot. So here we have. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'll be showing the final results of the day here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, it has been quite a day so far, and we did a lot of races here, 10 races overall. So currently in the standings, Price to Cast holding 15 points, guarantees himself a spot in the top 8. Roy will secure himself a spot in the top 8, top 9 as well with 13 points. Third place tied here, Mia, Ray, and Tetricus, as well as Torrent here with 11 points, almost qualifies himself on the shot at the top 9. Rugu Gachu, Rammer, and Valiona on the other hand, 7th place, not exactly as secure, but still they are currently occupying the top 9 here. So it's, while being 7th place here, not the best, but still at least higher than the next ones here is Crazy Dave, Hakase, Random, and Satanta with tied for 10th with 7 points here. Sip Ghetto with 5 points here at 14th place with a low chance to make it through, but still a chance. Unfortunately here for Tunic, he has been eliminated from the chance of getting top 9. Of course, he is still able to compete and race, but among the Uma Musume here, no more chances here for Tunic to make it into the playoffs. With that said, that should be all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching the races here. We shall be doing the draw of the upcoming Tengu Cup later on, but yeah, thank you. Well, yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you guys have a good day, and hopefully tomorrow will be a better day for us. Since the next tourney, I'm not too sure yet, but yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you later.